Hello friends, casting, also known as type conversion, is a process that converts a variable data type into another data type. There can be two types of typecasting in Python. First one is implicit typecasting. Now what it means? In implicit typecasting, Python automatically converts one data type to another data type. This process doesn't need any user involvement. And the second one is explicit typecasting. Actually, in explicit typecasting, users convert the data type of an object to required data type. Okay, now let's understand these two things by doing code. Then let's get started. Hello friends, this is AK and you are watching Stackbound YouTube channel. Okay, now let's talk about implicit typecasting. See, the Python interpreter automatically performs an implicit typecasting which avoids loss of data. Let's see how it works actually. Let me create a variable first, like x equals 4. If I want to check the data type we have inside our x variable, we have a special kind of function, that is type function. If I print type x inside round brackets, it's showing integer. Python interpreter much smarter, it's understand what kind of data we are using inside a variable. In implicit typecasting, we should not have to specify the type of the data. Okay, let me create another variable like y, and I am assigning a floating point number to y, 10.4. Okay, now let's check what type of data we have inside our y variable. Print type y. So it is belongs to floating point number. See, first one is integer type, that is x equals 4, and the second one is float type, that is y equals 10.4. If I add to this number like x plus y, now I am assigning x plus y into a new variable like z. Here, let me clear one thing, that we have not done any operations like addition, subtraction, division, multiplication yet. We will do all these operations on Python operators video. Here, I am just taking two of them and doing addition inside our z variable. Now print z. See the output. There is 14.4. It's definitely floating point number. However, print type of z. See the output. It says float. Actually, in this case, Python interpreter did the job to convert the data type by itself. It means if we add str and float, the result will be as a float value. Now let's talk about explicit typecasting. As I said earlier, explicit typecasting is performed by the user as their requirement. And in this case, we are gonna to use built-in functions like int, float, bool, etc. Let me create a variable like pi equals 3.14. As we know, that is a float value, 3.14. However, I print the type of data inside our pi variable. So print type of pi. As shown, that is floating point number. If I want to convert this floating point number to integer, all you have to do is just type int pi in bracket. And I am assigning to it a variable like this, conv underscore 2 underscore int. If we want to convert a value to an integer, then you have to use this keyword int before the variable name, and the variable name must have placed inside the round brackets. Now our 3.14 converted into an integer. You don't believe me? Now if I print type of convert to int, see the output. It says that becomes into an integer without changing our original value. In this case, we have to convert the value by ourselves as our requirements. Okay, now let's create another variable like a equals 13. Well, in this case, we will convert an integer value to a floating point value. Now, if I want to convert 13 to a floating point number, then we must have to use the float function, and inside the function we have to pass the data. In our case 13 is stored into variable a, so we have to pass a inside the float function. Okay, you can use any name, that doesn't matter actually. I am using it because of this tutorial purposes. Now print type of a. As shown, that becomes a float type. Now let's take another example. Let me create a variable like c equals 14. As we know, 14 is an integer. Now what we will do is, we will convert 14 to a string. To convert it a string, we will go for the str function. Let me create another variable d to assign the converted item, like d equals str c inside the bracket. If I print type of d, as shown, our converted item becomes a str type without affecting the original item, that is 14 in this case. Now if I print type of c, as shown, the type of our original value remains same as earlier. Well, that's all about for today, and after solving these exercises, leave your code inside the comment section. If this video is helpful to you, then give it a big thumbs up. Have a good time. Goodbye.